Konnichiwa, everybody. Hello. Is this working? Oh my god. Konnichiwa, everybody. Hello. Good afternoon. It's hot. It's really hot. It's so hot here. And I have my AC off right now because it gets really loud. Chat, did you guys miss the AC? You guys want to hear it again? It is very loud though, I will warn you all. Hang on, hang on. Can you hear that? And then... Whoa. That's so loud. I can't. No, that's way too loud. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That is incredibly loud. Oh man. I haven't been able to find a way to like isolate that sound frequency. So we're gonna have to stream without it. The AC in Japan are much quieter. So the ACs in Japan are much quieter because the way that they have their setup is a lot smarter than the ones here. Like they have it built into the building, and it like the compressor unit, like the thing that cools down the air, the thing that makes a lot of noise, the compressor unit is on the outside though. So the inside is just the fan portion that like blows the cool air in. All of the like the air cooling part actually happens outside. Unfortunately, due to my living circumstances, I am not allowed to install that kind of AC. So I just have to use the one that I have right now, and it's a portable one that just has everything all together. Yeah, it's good to be back, I guess. It is good to be back. A little box AC. It's a bit bigger than a box. It's like the size of a small suitcase, to be honest. It is pretty chunky. It's on high as or lower quieter. That is the quietest setting. It can go louder than that. And it can cool more than that, but I usually keep it on the lowest setting because I'm sitting right next to it. I'm sitting right next to it, and I don't want to have the AC blasting in my ear the entire time because it's actually pretty loud. So I have to wear my headphones when I have it on, or like noise canceling earbuds. Kelly Okoidi, thank you for the 8 months. Koi Papa said, help the Koi Pan has become hot pot with the heat. I feel that. I feel that. Be strong, we can survive. Okay, Choco Milk Tea, thank you for the 1 year. Let's go. Congrats on everything that happened in the past few months. Here's the season 3 Gambate. Thank you. Thank you. Need somewhere to end ASAP. Same. How was the trip back? Horrible. Absolutely horrible. On one hand, flying from Japan to Elysium is shorter than it is flying from Elysium to Japan because you're flying over the ocean, and because you're flying such a great distance, the spin, the rotation of the Earth actually helps out when you go from Japan back to Elysium. So it was actually a lot shorter by like several hours than it was the first time around. So it was a lot of fun. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Reese, hello. Thank you for the super. Me and a few fans of the recent started a Pitbull cult. Just Pitbull and HOLOSTARS-EN. Mr. World Battle, their leader. Thank you for the super. I hope you have a lot of fun with that. I love seeing fan art and just different AUs that everyone makes. Yeah, that's how it works. Never heard of that. Yeah, the Earth spins, and because it spins, like the destination, if you go one direction, the destination arrives sooner. But if you go against it, go with it. I think if you go with it, it takes longer because it's like moving underneath you as well. Shadow, thank you for the super to celebrate the return of Coidet to Elysium. I propose a biscuit for biscuit fund. Aw, thank you, thank you. Biscuit's been vibing, trying to stay away from the heat because getting super hot. There's like a whole bunch of heat waves happening and it's pretty terrible. I landed at like the worst possible time too. Avagecko, thank you. Great, thank you for the 15 months. Lucky that my lunch break lined up with the Guerrilla stream. Used my Tempest map last time I traveled, didn't beat Tempura. Hopefully you get the chance to meet some Tempura in the future. But I hope the backpack's been taking good care of you. Yeah, keep using it. Yeah, thank you for repping Tempest. Heatwave season. Yeah, how hot is it? It hit like 95, 97. So, yeah. It's officially summer there. It is. I hate it. Sorry, chat. My throat is a little bit gunky. I'm at a tempura at work right before you 3D. Let's go. That's exciting. That's exciting. Man, I want to meet some tempura. That'd be kind of cool. Summer it is, but that's okay, chat. What's that in non-freedom units? I actually have no idea. Let's find out. One day I will learn how to do like a proper conversion. Let's see, 95 Fahrenheit to Celsius is 35 C. Yeah. That's not okay. It's hot. it's survivable. How's the body clock? You seem a lot more rested. It's still off, completely off. I stayed up until like 5 a.m. last night. I could not sleep. Then I woke up at 4, and then I stayed up until 5, woke up at 9, and only got 4 hours of sleep. And then I've been passing in and out of consciousness for the past couple of days. So jet lag is still taking a while. Jet lag is still taking a while. Hopefully it'll be done by the end of this weekend. But yeah, 96 is comfortable. My brain shuts off at 78, 79. Once it hits 80, then it's like, it is noticeably hot for me, and then I just don't like it. I get very irritated, very easily irritated and cranky when it gets really hot, and I just cannot, like, I can't stand it. Oh man. I forgot. There was this thing that I remember reading like last year. Like this city put out a little statement. They're like, hey, in anticipation of the hot like summer and the heat waves coming out, try these steps. And they were like, open the window until like 10 a.m. and then at 10:30 close the window to trap the cool air inside. And I had to ask, like, do these people know how physics works? Like, that's not how it works. Like, there isn't like cold air you can just trap inside your house. Like, like that doesn't last more than maybe 5 minutes, you know? And like, oh my god, love seeing the people my taxes pay for. Yeah, there's like, oh, why don't you just freeze like water bottles and then use the water bottles to cool things down? And it's like, okay, 1, I understand that. 2, it costs so much energy. Like, it costs so much money in terms of electricity to have your refrigerator and your freezer running constantly trying to freeze water every single day. Like, you use up so much money because of how physics works, you know? Just because you put a water bottle in the freezer and it turns into ice doesn't mean that it's free ice. You're paying for it in electricity. And depending on how much how much heat energy you have to remove from that water, you're still paying for it, right? And oh my gosh, it's like one of those things where you just like grab someone and like shake them and be like, do you not remember like high school physics? Like, do you think electricity is free? Like, that's not how it works. I want to grab him and shake him. Also dumps heat into the home too. Exactly. Like, there's a reason why a majority of like refrigerators have like a heat vent at the very bottom that just like blasts hot air out. That's because that's what it's doing. The compressor is separating out, you know. Put it in your neighbor's freezer. Oh man, just get like a big pipe, slap it with heat exhaust, and then just like stick it by your neighbors. No, I'm an artist. The science does not stick with me. I don't think it would be like, the way that I would see it is, it's not like science that you need to know. I think it's science that is cool to know, you know? There's like a difference between need to know and cool to know science, all right? Here's the thing, like, need to know science, do not mix. I don't even know if I should say the two chemicals. There are two chemicals that you should not mix together because they create mustard gas. Like you're creating a chemical bomb, or not a bomb, just like a really bad chemical weapon, right? Don't mix those two. Like that's a need to like know kind of chemical knowledge, right? But then cool to know would be like, did you guys know that the red spot on Jupiter is spinning so fast that it makes a hexagon shape? But it is actually speeding up, and because it's going faster, it's losing its hexagon shape and turning more into circular shape. Yeah, that's cool to know, right? It's not need to know, but cool to know. Nikali, hello, thank you for the super. Tuning in while at work, please don't stitch on me. For real, so hot right now, but consistently hitting triple digits. Oh my goodness. I hope you're able to stay cool. Please take care of yourself. Drink lots of water. But also, if you're drinking lots of water, be sure to replenish the water with some salts as well. Electrolytes. Yeah. It keeps people safe too. Things like, please do not microwave your phones. Like that's a pretty good need to know science fact, you know? Like Foggy, hello. Thank you for the 11 months. Okay. Why would anyone do that, and why? Because about a little over 10 years ago, there was a social media like disinformation campaign that was put out by some bad members, you know, bad people, ne'er-do-wells and like rapscallions on the internet, who claimed that, oh hey, your phone is able to charge wirelessly using microwaves. So if you just put your phone in the microwave and you turn it on high power and leave it for 30 seconds, your phone's battery will be fully charged. They've made these like fake infographics and fake like pictures promoting it, and then people actually did that, which caused their phones to explode inside the microwave. So don't do that. There was another one that came out like a couple of like months before that. I believe it was like, did you guys know your phone is waterproof to like 30 meters or whatever, which caused a lot of people to throw their phones into the pool and short circuit, because back then phones were not as water resistant. But yeah. But like, these are the things though. There's a lot of just like science facts that you should be able to like keep in mind, or just at least the critical thinking to, you know, keep yourself safe, you know? This might be a little bit too much, but okay, I did not get this specific short on my feed. The only thing I got were scientists' responses to this short on my feed. There was this guy who was going around and like, he's got these jars. He's got these like, do you guys know what the apple cider jars are? Peter Pablo, thank you for the super. Like the Tide Pod meme where people actually ate them. Yeah, because people forget that it goes from like a meme to like people who don't realize it's a meme and take it seriously. But yeah. Okay, I'll explain, okay? There's this guy who, in this short video, okay, again, I want to preface this. I did not get this short. I only got the short that was commented on by medical professionals, all right? So not the actual short itself, the ones made by medical professionals saying don't do this, okay? The short that they featured was this guy who was topless standing outside next to his pool saying, do you want healthy skin that glows like me? This is a jar of aged urine. And then he proceeds to talk about how he gives himself injections of his own aged urine, like into his skin, like injections of it, right? And he says, he starts talking about all this mumbo jumbo about how it's so good for you because it's like it balances your harmony with the planet or whatever, right? And there are just so many doctors saying, please don't do this. That's not how any of this works. Like, just don't, right? And like, I don't want the pee, but I want the confidence of someone like that. I keep saying this, right? But I see examples of people who are just so confident and sure of themselves that they're like, I'm gonna record myself holding a jar, like not even that, I'm gonna do this and then record myself talking about the thing that I have done, right? Yeah, the audacity. I want that audacity. That's what I want. Atem Okoidi, thank you for re-upping the membership. Muncho Okoidi. Tea time Okoidi, thank you for re-upping the membership. Have you seen Biscuit yet? I have. She's vibing. She's just vibing. She doesn't like the heat, but I don't like the heat either. So like owner, like pet. Not Orions, hello. Thank you for joining the collective. Welcome. But man, I feel like a lot of the people are just farming engagement, though I doubt they actually do that. The thing is, yes, I know that, like, I'm aware that a lot of it is engagement bait, but the problem is, the problem comes in not the engagement bait itself, but the fact that there are people out there who do not have enough, like, social media awareness, like content awareness, to realize that it is engagement bait, you know? It is, they see that and they think, wow, someone is actually doing this, right? Or if they're gullible enough, they will go ahead and attempt it themselves, you know? That's why you saw people, you know, getting lung infections by following the cinnamon challenge and, you know, inhaling a whole bunch of cinnamon, which irritates their lungs and causing, you know, respiratory issues. Jojo, thank you so much for the super. You get that pee confidence. I want to know, like, where do they channel that audacity from? Where do they channel that power from, you know? Common sense is not as common as one would hope it is. I feel that there is like a certain measure of common sense that is no longer prevalent on the internet because of just changes in culture, like online culture, I guess. Because when I was on the internet, almost everything was seen with the healthy dose of skepticism. You know, you take everything with a grain of salt and assume that it is all like a fictitious story made up by sensationalists looking to, you know, get views and stuff. Because like I come from the age of like creepypastas, when people would leave messages and just like really weird stuff and be like, whoa, is this real or not? And we would have no way to prove it because we just didn't have like the technology, you know? People were taught to be skeptical of things, but people are more likely to actually believe it. Yeah. Valley, hello. Thank you for the 4 months. Okoidi, how you doing? Have enough rest? Did you keep that any ghosts from Japan? No. Unfortunately, they didn't have their visa, so they couldn't get their customs and immigrations and had to go back. Sad times. But man, I've been just kind of resting my head. Oh, chat, the plane flight. I have nothing to say about the plane flight other than it was really boring. I watched the Avengers again from the beginning, and I think I've burned through the Avengers at this point. I can't rewatch it again. Like I've seen it enough times that I just kind of get bored and I just mentally check out now. It's kind of sad. Ren Rolo, thank you for the super. I like tuning into the Zatsu as I leave work. Catching mustard gas as the opening conversation. Also, I think as I get older, the urge to grasp and vigorously shake is stronger. It is, yeah. I feel that. It does get stronger. Sacred Panda, thank you for the 10 months. Okoidi. Why did you pick it? Because there was nothing else to watch. There was nothing else to watch. Okay, like the movies on the plane, it was like Avengers. There was Godzilla -1, which I already saw on my trip from Japan to Indonesia. There was it Fantastic Magical Beasts and Where to Find Them? And that one was bad. That was really bad. Like, I can't believe how bad of a movie that was. Oh my god, I don't. Ooh, that was bad. Greed, thank you for the super. Ever wonder why it's cheap to throw a party at a haunted house? Because the ghosts bring all the booze. Aw, cute. Greed, thank you for the super. Thank you. He's about to go off. It's just like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, at all, right? Okay, so, like, do you know what the problem with Fantastic Beasts is? It's like, okay, so the way that I saw it was if you took Doctor Who, right, and you have the sonic screwdriver, right, but instead of having a single device that's like a Deus Ex Machina, like it's a device that just does what the plot needs it to do, right? Instead, you separate it out into like a million different animals, quote unquote animals, right? They're all like quirky animals, right? Too, because like, oh, they're like every single one of them is striving to become like a mascot and all that, right? Except for that platypus one, right? And it's like, oh, well, if you need a tool, then don't use magic, you know, the thing that you wizards are literally supposed to do, and instead use this animal that's just like that has this one specific task, and it's only that one task. No, like, you're wizards. You're literal wizards. You can just stop that, you know? And it's like, why would you intentionally do this? Also, the guy, like, I don't understand, like, what is his entire point in the movie? Like, what does he do? He just has that face on him, right? It's just that one face, right? And like, he's not like a special character. Like, he doesn't really have any connection with the plot. He doesn't really do anything. He just is in possession of multiple animals. It's not like Harry Potter, where like Harry Potter's like, oh, you're the chosen one. It's like, oh, the power of, you know, Harry's like Lily's love, it was made him like invulnerable to like a death curse or whatever the hell, like implying and suggesting that everyone else's love was not good enough or whatever the hell, right? It's not some like contrived reason like that. It's just a guy. It's just a guy. That's what it is. He's just a guy, okay? And he doesn't have like any reason to push the plot forward. He's just there, right? Like, is his family under attack? You know, is his legacy under attack? Are his friends in danger? No, nothing. He's just a guy, right? And then he gets caught up in this whole thing, and for some reason it's up to him to like save the world. Like, what? Get out of here. Also, Church, thank you for the soup. Gonna check out your gifts from the quiz on stream last year. I will, but I'll do that as a scheduled stream. Didn't want to do that as a random guerrilla stream. Want to give everyone a chance to tune in. Random Axolotl, thank you for the soup. Title's Fantastic Beast, but the story's not about it at all. Exactly. Like, there's nothing. Oh my god, what was that? I have no idea what it was about. Imperium, thank you for the 14 months. Okwedi. So much has been going on this summer. Glad I've been here to see it all. Man, I did so much. We did so much stuff that we didn't really expect would ever be able to do. And man, it was fun. But I am also really excited to get back to like a regular proper streaming schedule again. I want to stream like twice a day now. Like, I'm feeling the urge, because like I don't have I don't have like Mana-chan be all like, hey Shinri, gotta show up to the office at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So leave the apartment by like 7 so I can get there on the train in time. And like, we don't have to do that. And then to be like, all right, cool. Thank you, Mana-chan. Whoops, gotta cancel my streams now. Like, instead of doing that, I can just like be streaming again. I know if I'm thinking with the super fantastic beasts have been a better season. They focused only on the beasts like magical planet Earth. 100%. 100%. Like that would have been cool. That would have been so cool. Miki, they give it the super Shinri bad team a fantastic beast. This is something I never thought I'd see to death. Rays of hope they give it the super. Exactly. Exactly. Like, what even was going? And then the subplot with that, what was that guy? Grimwald or whatever. Like what the heck? What was going on with that? Like what relevance did he have to do with any of the monsters? Like, or the animals, just beasts? Like what? Ah, man. I don't know. Like Grindelwald, is that the guy? Yeah, I don't understand the subplot either. Like, there just is a bad guy, and the protagonist who has nothing going on for him, and this antagonist, which isn't really an antagonist because it's more of a subplot, like, is there, and he has to stop him, but there's no reason given why other than, viewers, this is a bad guy and the good guy needs to stop the bad guy, and like that's it. That's the only reason that was given, you know. Yeah, he just stumbles onto the reveal too. Like it just, like things just happen and he's there and he's like, whoa, what's going on, you know? Like that's it. That's just it, man. I haven't seen the movies, but it seems like the plots continue to build the Harry Potter universe for money. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Like, it really did not feel like anything. Didn't they mess up McGonagall's, or however you write her name's entire timeline? I was so confused with the rest of the stuff that I didn't really pay attention to it. He's bad because he's bad. That's discrimination. At the very least, you could have been like the Lex Luthor meme. Like, he's like, this is Lex Luthor. He stole 40 cakes. That's 4 tens, and that's bad. Like, there you go. That he stole some cakes. He's a thief. There you go. There's a solid reason why you establish he's a bad guy, right? Man, yeah, the cake meme again. He's bad because he's Dumbledore's ex. Weren't they together? Or like, no, they were in the complicated stages of like, they were dating and then they weren't, and then they were just kind of like, what are we, you know? But like, honestly, they should just commit it to that. Like, if they did the entire thing of like a slice of life of Grindelwald and Dumbledore, but it wasn't like any of the magical duels, it was just them, slice of life. But like, the movie starts right after a really bad argument, right? So they're like on the verge of breaking up, and then they have to like work through their issues. Like, that would have been better, like a million times better, right? Fantastic Beasts and Dumbledore situationship. Exactly. There you go. There's the title. There it is. Peter, thank you for the super. Can I get Harry Potter remake with new actors? Oh, I'm so sorry for them. Good luck to them. I don't have anything else to say besides that. Munchia, thank you for the super. First was good, only the first one that revolved around magical beasts. And yeah, he was just the guy who wants to chill with the animals. That's it. That's it. That's all it is, right? It's yaoi, but why is it yaoi? Because J.K. Rowling, in like, I don't even know how you describe it. In like, it wasn't a retcon. It was like a hastily added addition to the story, just kind of out of the blue, where she wrote like, oh yeah, by the way, he's gay. I was like, all right, I don't know where any of that came from. Yeah, it was sticky noted. It was a tweet. There we go. Yeah, it was a tweet. It was just a tweet. Babylon Goggles, he was a wizard supremacist, says muggles are trash. I mean, like, Magneto is a mutant supremacist, but he's written in a pretty good way. Like, I still think Magneto is pretty badass. Like, yeah, he's a he's a villain, but he's like a pretty well written villain. Like he's got like a very good justification for his actions, you know? Like the things he does, absolutely horrible, right? But like, man, is there really strong good justification for like why Magneto is the way that Magneto is, you know? Like that's great. But like the whole, you know, like, oh, like the wizards and like the, I don't know, it wasn't fleshed out enough for my liking, because it almost came across as, oh yeah, he's just racist against muggles, and then the story just kind of assumed that you would go along with it, and you're like, okay, yeah, we'll just take that, right? But it's like, all right, yes, but like, is there a justification why? Like, is there more, right? Magneto had Stan Lee to write it. Yeah, Magneto had good writers. Speaking of which, I haven't seen the reboot, the X-Men 97. I wanted to watch it, but I just haven't had time. I remember playing the X-Men arcade game on the little arcade booth. Man, I heard good things. Yeah, there's been a reboot. It's drawn in the same style. It's like it's like modernized, right? But like the style, the aesthetics, right? They kept it pretty similar. Oh yeah, the song. How'd it go again? Like da na 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 da na 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 na. Like, oh man, that was so good. Isn't the game on Switch now? Is it? I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't played many. I haven't played. I've only played the arcade ones back when like Nickelodeons were actual nickels, you know. Have you seen the new season of Doctor Who? I have not. I stopped watching at Capaldi. So 12? Was Capaldi 12th or 13th? I stopped watching around Capaldi. I have not been able to see Capaldi. Who are the other two that came after Capaldi? I forget. I don't remember the actors for the other two after that. He was 12, skip 13, get back to 14, 15. Yeah. The female doctor, the new doctor. Man. Matt Smith. Yeah, I watched all of Matt Smith. I only watched the first 2 episodes of Capaldi, the one with the dinosaur in the middle of London. That's the only episode of Capaldi I watched, and then life just got super busy, so I got sad and I wasn't able to watch it. Jodie Whittaker, David Tennant, Nkudi something? Oh, they just announced the arcade games. It's coming this year, multi-platform. Oh my god. There's a whole bunch of like arcade games that I wish they could bring back. There was this one arcade game that was like super stereotypical Western RPG style. Like it had like a barbarian, it had like a wizard in like a blue robe with a blue hat, like a green archer, and then like some elf lady, because back then like all the elves were women for some reason. But it was like a side-scrolling beat-em-up thing that I remember. Golden Axe, was it? Maybe. Did you hear about Dick being... What? What? I'm not sure if I can say that word on stream because like YouTube listens, but no. If you're talking about the documentary, I did see that one, but I don't think I can talk about the content in there. Semi Okoidi, thank you for VIPing the membership. Thank you for 13 months. What is it called? Golden Axe? Arcade game? Like I want to know if it's an arcade game. Let me see. Let me see. No, I don't think it was this one. It's in this style. It is in this style, but I remember there being like a lot more green. Like a lot more greenery. And there was definitely a wizard. But I forget. Altered Beast? Gauntlet? Is it Gauntlet? Gauntlet. Arcade. Let's see. Wait, I think this is it. Is it this one? Oh, wait, it has the wizard in the blue robe. Maybe it is this one. I can't see the gameplay though. No, this is like a top-down isometric. It's very similar, but it's a top-down isometric. The one I was thinking of was like a side scroller, like a beat 'em up. Gauntlet was fun. Could be Gauntlet. It's like the aesthetics are there. The aesthetics are there. Ghosts and Goblins? No, that one is like a platformer. It's like a single two-dimensional plane. But you can like move up and down. Well, I guess up and down is not the right word. Like back and forth. You can move back and forth and then left and right. Yeah. Altered Beasts. Let me see. Altered Beasts. Arcade game. No, it's not this one either. No, it's not this one. It was like a beat 'em up in the sense that there was like a floor that you can move around in all four directions. So like back and forth, left and right. I say like back as in like back further into the arcade screen, and then forward as in like closer to the arcade screen. Does that make sense? Like Streets of Rage. Yeah, like Streets of Rage, or like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. Or like, I guess the more modern example would be like River City Girls, if you guys are familiar with that one. So like it's in that style. King of Dragons, Depth of Field, something like that. Yeah, King of Dragons. Let's see. Arcade game? No, this is like a... wait, maybe? Could this be it? Yeah, it's similar to this one, but I don't think it was this one. Wait, no, this one also has the wizard in the blue robe. Why do they all have blue robes? And it did have items. Wait, that's... I think it might have been that one. Were there arcade games with this one? Yeah, I don't know. It's... I'll try to find it again. D&D Tower of Doom. D&D Tower of Doom. Let's see. Are there items in this one? This one is missing the wizard, but it does have the elf girl. Because they're all elves. They're always elves. I don't know. There's so many games that are very similar to this, so I'm not really sure. They're all Merlin. Ah, that's true. Merlin. Wait, is Merlin supposed to be a person? Or is Merlin a title? I've never understood that. Is it like the Doctor? Is like one person, just like multiple Merlins out there? It's always Merlin. Earliest home console was Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, but missed out on a lot of the NES and 64 era games. A lot of mine were Nintendo console games. I missed out on the PS1 PlayStation games. Into the Merlinverse. If you're gonna play River City Girls, who would you play with? I don't know. Maybe Ruse? Sorry, Jen, my nose is like stuffy. And maybe like Ruse? It's a person? An actual person? In my mind, the only Merlin that I see is that like the Merlin that gets jiggy with it from, what was it? Sword in the Stone? Black Cauldron? I forget. There was this one cartoon Merlin that just gets down and gets jiggy with it. They have like, it's less of like wizard robes and more like a nightgown is the best way I can explain it. And they have like really long skinny legs, and they do this like, they do this dance. It was in King Arthur. Skinny legend Merlin. It wasn't Black Cauldron. Wait, Black Cauldron was something else, right? Black Cauldron had like the pig. What's the Sword in the Stone? Sword in the Stone. Merlin dance. Why does it autocorrect to Merlin packing? It is that one. Yeah. The one where he just does a jig and he just... Oh my god, there's so many dancing gifs of this. Oh my god, there's one where he's like wearing like beach clothes. Like shorts and like a bright colorful shirt. Let's go. Banco Cook, hello. Agree with everyone in the room. One thing that made me real upset was the character assassination they did on my girl Queenie. No. Thank you for the super. Sad times, sad times. Blow me to Bermuda. Man, there's like this small, well, I wouldn't say small, I guess it's pretty big now, but like there are certain movies out there that have like a really strong cult following. I believe that Black Cauldron is one of those. Another one is like Treasure Planet. They're not like mainstream movies that people like, everyone think about it, like everyone thinks about like, oh, you know, if you think about this one publisher, they're like, oh yeah, all these movies. So like everyone knows about like Little Mermaid, right? But like how many people can eat like instantly without reference like call off Treasure Planet, you know, off the top of their head, you know? Also Atlantis, man, Atlantis was a lot of awakening moments for me. Atlantis, that one, yeah, there's a lot of moments where I was like, oh wow, that's cool. Everyone was hot in Atlantis, right? Everyone. How could they do that? Wildcard, hello, thank you for the super. Hello, Tempest boy. Many doors, yes. Too much for couch potato, Tempest. Feel like yourself. No, I can't do the voice, but I can hear the voice. Is it like, hello, Ed boy? Or something like that? I don't know. Treasure Planet, Atlantis are two of my favorite Disney movies alongside Lion King. Let's go. As a kid, I didn't appreciate these movies. If you had the chance to, I would go rewatch them. They are pretty good. I like them. Like, oh, Atlantis is great. Atlantis is like a lot of like the moments in Atlantis. I see it now, and I'm like, man, these characters are written actually pretty well, like pretty decently for like a children's movie. Dimny perms when I don't know. Dimny perms. Dimny, please. Treasure Planet had one of my favorite lines about howling screamers. I don't remember specifically, but yeah. The animated Sinbad movie. Wait, that one was good too. Ah, man. Low Tide, hello. Thank you for the super. If you could go back in time and tell yourself something pre-debut, what would you say to yourself? I would say, knowing what I know now, the thing I would tell myself pre-debut is get really good at working the pole. And then pre-debut me will be like, what? Excuse me? And I'd be like, oh yeah, just like work out some more, lose some more weight, do some more like core exercises, because there was like a move I really wanted to pull off, but I couldn't because my core was kind of weak, and like I hadn't used it in like a decade. So like, because here's the thing, you can't just get strong and big overnight, you know? It takes you like a year. It takes you like a little over a year to see like significant results. Like you this is kind of why you want to take pictures of yourself, your like progress pictures every single day, as you're working through, because like the changes are very gradual, but there are changes. You just need to keep consistently working at it for a long time, and almost about a year is how long it takes for you to like noticeably see any growth. So you know, it's not like one of those, hey, you're gonna be pole dancing next month, start working out now. Like, that's not gonna help you, you know? It's like, you're gonna be pole dancing next year, so start working out this year, and then by next year you'll be able to pull off some of those crazy flips too. I tried, and that's how I pulled a muscle, and I didn't do the flips, I didn't do the twirls, because I'm like, I don't want to pull another muscle again. I'm the only person that pulled the muscle because like I overestimated, because like I was like, I could do this. I know I can do this because I could have pulled this off when I was younger. And then I went for it. And then my body was like, nope, you're thinking of yourself 10 years ago. That's not how it works anymore. So that's why I pulled my muscle. So that's what I would say. Just, you know, get started on the pole dancing thing. Church, thank you for the super. Atlantis, the Hades game. Castlevania also the same problem. Everyone is hot, right? Why is it it's such a big problem if everyone is hot? The goddess in Sinbad 2 was this seductive for a kid's film. Wait, really? Hang on, I want to see. I don't remember. Sinbad 2 goddess. Goddess of chaos? Eris. Oh. Yeah, okay, I understand. There's this one screenshot where she's got this lip bite. Man, I understand. Yeah, she was a baddie. Everyone's too hot in that movie. Why did they make him too hot? Show us? I can't. I wish I could. But no, I would get bonked if I showed like IP on the screen. I need to get like permission to show any kind of IP. This is also why like when Flayon and I and like even Haka, when we did our like drawing streams, we had to ask everyone to make sure that we keep it very like HoloStars related. That way like no one ever accidentally like draws like, I don't know, some licensed IP from a different company and then we get bonked for it. Yeah. As much as compelling. Love the animation, which is originally large and transforms to human size. Man, I wonder how much of like my tastes have been influenced by these things. I remember seeing like, have I talked about this before? I think I have talked about this before. Do you guys remember? Do you guys know about like the Totally Spies like kink list, where like they go through and they take like inventory of all the different kinks that show up in Totally Spies. The what? Okay, so like Totally Spies, for those of you who don't know, is a cartoon about these, you know, these three girls who are like spies. The writer's barely disguised fetish one. Yeah, that one. And they get into like spy hijinks, and some of them are very specific to the point where people are like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure the writers are trying to do something, right? And the hijinks that they get into are like, you know, in this episode, this spy ends up going through inflation. This one goes through, yeah, this one becomes a furry. These one end up in like wrapped up and mummified, and these other ones like, you know, they grow. These ones shrink and all that. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot out there. I like that show because it had fun spy gadgets. The one spy gadget that I remember, which I cannot get out of my mind, is the lipstick laser pen. Because I think it was Clover. Was it Clover or was it Sam? I forget. No, I don't think it was Sam. I think it's either Clover or no, I don't know. I don't remember who it was, right? But basically, the device was a lipstick laser pen. So if you twist the lipstick, instead of like pushing the lipstick out, it like shot out a laser beam, right? And then what they did was they took two like compact mirrors, and then they shone the laser in between them, and then managed to catch the beam between the two. And then they would redirect the laser so that the compact mirrors would be emitting the laser. I don't know how it works physically, right? But the mirrors were shooting the lasers, and they used it to cut through a wall. And it's like, that, pretty sure that's not how it works. But maybe the laser lipstick was charging the mirrors, and then with the mirrors, the laser got amplified. I don't know. I have no idea how that works. Church, thank you for the super. The only time I'm not proud of a Canadian cartoon. Man. Thank you for the super. Thank you, thank you. It's not logic, it was a cartoon logic. Man, wait, there was like other cartoon logic that I want to think about. Alex is best though. They all had like their own charms, but like, I don't know. I can't think of any. Like, did I have a favorite spy? Not really. I don't think so. Martin Mystery. Alex be sassy. Man. Total Drama. I never watched Total Drama. The only thing that like, I didn't watch too many of those. Like back then I was like all into like the whole like action. I want that to be action. Like the only like non actiony show that I watched was probably like 16. The one about like the high schoolers, and they like for some reason apparently don't ever have homework to do unless it's like convenient for the plot. But they spend like 90% of the show just in a mall, and one of the girls like works a lemonade stand or something like that. And the entire time I thought to myself, like, do they not have curfews? Like, do they not have to go home? Like, how are they able to stay in the malls like every single episode? Like, what's going on here, you know? I was like, this is unrealistic. This is not, you can't do this. You can't stay at a mall the whole time. What's going on here? To have no homework. Exactly. They have like no homework. They just kind of hang out and just chill. It's like, man. Eternal Summer, right? Kim Possible. Oh yeah, Kim Possible's great. 16 was such a time. Remember the Halloween zombie special? Reboot was a good Canadian show. I have to confess, I don't remember anything about Reboot. I just know that the opening of Reboot is weird because it like isn't an opening theme. It's like opening dialogue. Like the guy just talks at you in the opening part. Like he just talks at you and it's just weird, you know? I can't like thank you for the super. Work has decided to get busy, but I must leave. But thank you for the gorilla Zatsu. Very fun to listen to while I could. Have a good rest of your stream. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the super. Hope you have a wonderful time at work. Remember in 16 there was an episode where one of the main girls had a crush on a girl. Oh, let's go. Yeah, when I was younger, I fell into the whole trap of like, I see these like teenagers on the Disney Channel. I see these teenage cartoons. I want my life to be like that. And then very quickly I found out that like I don't care for drama. Like I got into like one fight, I think. Like a single fight, and I was like, no, that's enough. Like I don't like, I've had enough for my lifetime, right? I vaguely distinctly remember it was like a fight because it wasn't me that started it, it was the other guy. But like I wanted to hang out and I wanted to play Halo. I think it was Halo. I wanted to play Halo because back then we didn't have like online play, we had split screen. So you had to be at the house to like play, right? And then I was told that so-and-so, like someone would not be around because they were busy. And then I called my friend, and then it turns out that they were hanging out with that friend instead. And I was like, oh man, I didn't know that. Like, could told me about that. And then they got super defensive about it. And I was like, chill, bro. Like, what's going on? Like, it's cool. Like, I just assumed that you forgot to like invite me or something, right? And then they just got really mad. And then it like started spreading out to like the rest of the fan, like the friend group. I was gonna say fan base. I was like, no, that's not how it works. Like the rest of the friend group. And I was like confused the entire time. And I was like, why are we making this a big deal? Like, it's chill. Like, don't Don't worry. Like, I'm not mad at you guys about this. And they're like, why are you be so mad? Like, I'm not. Like, and they're like, oh, it should be this, should be that. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, bro, how young were you? I was like 14, 15 maybe. Sophomore year in high school. Yeah, it's like 14, 15-ish. Peter, like, you put the super High School Musical was the biggest lie of all. What? Are you telling me my classmates won't end up singing just random musical notes here and there? Some people are dramatic for no reason. Yeah. But like afterwards, I just like, no, I'm tired of that. I got very tired of it. Drama over Halo. It wasn't even about Halo too. It was just like, I wanted to hang out. And the reason why I called like friend A was because I knew friend B was going to be busy. And it turns out A and B were hanging out. And they didn't invite me. And I was like, okay, that's chill. Like, we'll hang out next time. Because, you know, it's high school. Like, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. We have the same classes. I'm not going to take offense if you guys are hanging out. Like, I know where you guys live, you know? Like, but then they blew it up out of proportion for some reason. And then we, like, stopped hanging out. Could have just said that, right? But they had to make it a big deal. I don't know what was going on. Peter, thank you for the super. Those friends missed out on a good friend for real. Yeah, I wonder what they're doing. I don't keep in touch with my friends from high school. I actually don't keep in touch with many of my friends from college either. So like, I have no idea what they're doing, and I have a very difficult time, like, because I don't want to make a Facebook account again. Like, who wants to do that, you know? High schoolers tend to make a huge deal out of nothing. They want that fight scene, you know? They want that, the struggle, that one episode where like Kyle and Timmy's best friendship is now at risk after Kyle ate Timmy's pudding. Will their friendship survive? Find out next time. Oh, you know, like that kind of stuff. And it's like, man, why? Why? And it was also at that time when I realized like life is a lot easier to manage if you have a writer. Like, I wouldn't say good writers, but like back then I saw that I'm like, oh, it makes more sense if there's like a plot that's being written and you kind of know what to do next, you know? Did you win the fight? I don't know. If anything, I was more confused about why there was a fight to begin with. I don't know if you can win a fight if you're confused about why there is one to begin with. But you know, like I'm just saying, you know, have you ever had someone threaten you with the fight, but they don't show up to the fight? Not really. Do we ever have a fight in my school? I know we've had like very large firework threats. There were multiple times when the school got shut down because they're like, I have a very big fireball, like a firework, in the school, and like every single person who did that got caught because they used their own, like, landlines because back then we didn't really have cell phones, so everyone used landlines, but like landlines are pretty easy to trace back, so everyone who called in a prank, they got caught. At least it was a firework and not something else. Yeah, like, you know, sparklers. But I don't think we ever had that many fights. There was this one guy, I don't know if, wait, no, that injury is probably very specific that I cannot say it. Because if you search for it, you'd probably find like a news article about that very specific injury. There was like a couple of people who were doing crazy stuff, like, you know, like their parents bought them alcohol and they wanted to show off because they're like, oh, let me show you how cool I am by drinking alcohol. And then they drink alcohol and then they get into trouble and then they injure themselves and stuff like that. But yeah, an arrow to the knee. One year in my high school, the seniors were pranked the school by putting goats in the building roofs. How'd you do that? That's amazing. I've wanted to do that, but I wanted to do the meme where you have like pigs. So what you do is you get pigs, right? You get 3 pigs, and then you grease them up. It can be just like regular grease, or it can be like lard, or like bacon fat, or just like any kind of grease, right? But what you do is you get 3 pigs, you number them 1, 2, and 4, and then you grease them up, and then you let them loose in the school. So the teachers have to try to catch the pigs, but you can't catch the pigs. Because when you grab onto them, the grease makes the pigs slip out from underneath their hands, right? And when they collect all the pigs, because you have 3 pigs, but they're numbered 1, 2, and 4, everyone is going to be looking for pig number 3, but there is no pig number 3. They'll never realize it, you know. But they're constantly on the lookout for this pig with the missing number 3 on it. I've wanted to do the meme. Like, I've seen the meme so often, but I've wanted to do that. Church, thank you for the super. High school, an older kid wanted to be, and when I showed us the fight and ate an onion like an apple in front, he was too weirded out to fight. Honestly, that's probably the best we need to do. Just do, you know that guy from Iron Chef? Just like eats a bell pepper at the beginning of the episode, just, ow, you know? Do that. Just like eat something crazy right in front of them. Establish dominance, because they go in there like, oh, they're expecting someone like, oh, you're gonna act like tough, you know, you're like, you can either act super tough or you get scared, right? But you're like, oh, you know, I know what to do, right? I know what to expect, right? But if he just takes out just some like random like bell pepper and then just eats it right in front of you, you're gonna be like, okay, that's unexpected. I don't, he's got some superpower. Like, he just charged his special attack by eating that bell pepper right in front of me. I'm not, like, no, I'm not gonna fight that. You know, like, that's what happens. Bell peppers, I'm not crazy. Eating one raw in front of them like an apple. Eating an onion raw like an apple. Garlic. If you can eat garlic, right? Just, like, grab the garlic and just, like, eat. Oh, actually, that would be really difficult because you have, like, the papery clove thing that wraps around it. Honestly, it gives the pea confidence all over again. Oh man, my brother and I did the same thing with the lemon. Ate a raw lemon with the peel while staring at the other kid. That's such a good way. That's such a good way to like establish dominance. They had an onion eating contest at the Shrek Gala. Ooh. I'm not sure if I could do that though. Onions are like pungent to my nose. Meta Megu, thank you for the 14 months. If I'm in a fight with someone and they start breakdancing and doing flips, I have to move houses and move out of the country at that point. Okwedi, thank you for ripping the membership. Kale, thank you for the super. Hope jet lag isn't hitting you too hard. It is, but hopefully it won't be too bad. For the super. I think like a day or two, I should be good by this weekend. I don't know. Here's the thing though, chat. I don't know if it is jet lag, insomnia, or both. So last night when I stayed up until 5, I was sitting there, I was trying to figure out like, is this my insomnia or is this jet lag? I can't tell. There's no real easy way to tell, you know? So I'm like, if it's jet lag, I'm not worried. Because eventually, like, in a couple of days, my jet lag will go away. If it's insomnia, then, like, one, kudos to my insomnia for adjusting to this new time zone so quickly. And then I don't know what to do after that. Both? Both is good. What's that one from? The Road to El Dorado. Isn't that one? I saw some images of that one, of The Road to El Dorado, and they were like, some of these scenes are very sussy because like there's this one scene where like the main character's lying down and then he gets up and then the second character gets up too, but like, wait a minute, where was the second character lying down? And it doesn't really make sense, right? But someone did like this crazy like full-on diagram, and they're like, okay, this is the angle, this is the full length, here's like the distance of the pixels and everything, and they were analyzing everything to like all the, you know, the might, like a single pixel width and, you know, distance and all that, and they're like, wow. The leads in the movie are all hot. It's not fair, chat. It's not fair. Is melatonin legal? For some people, it helps against insomnia. It is legal. I cannot take melatonin. I mean, I can, but I don't. I can't. Well, I'm not going to take melatonin now. The reason being that when I moved to Japan for a couple of months, I took melatonin like daily, and because of that, I've kind of gone too far with it. And I've ended up with like a tolerance against melatonin, and I don't want to keep taking too much, because if I take too much, it kind of interferes with your regular sleep schedule. Not that I have a regular sleep schedule, to be honest. Peter, the super, the girl in there was drawn way too good. They're all drawn way too good. Gotta wean it off, yeah. Have you tried play melatonin? I'm not that good at rhythm games. I used to be, but not anymore. Oh yeah, chat. If you do take melatonin, just keep in mind that you're not supposed to be taking that much. Like 5 milligrams of melatonin is quite a lot, actually. You don't need that much. Like 2 milligrams, like just like cut it in half. If you like, because the pills that I get have 5 milligrams, I'm like, that's a lot of melatonin. So I had one of those like pill chopper things. The ones that you put the pill inside it and you close it, and it has like a little, like a metal blade that cuts it neatly in half. That's what I've been using. So just cut it in half. Speaking from experience, no, just like, you're not supposed to have that much apparently. But yeah, gummy melatonin so chewy. I took the pills because the pills ones were the only ones that worked for me. I purchased gummy melatonin, and it turns out that it was a brand that was not regulated, and I didn't know if it had melatonin or not, so I didn't feel any effects, so I stopped using those, and then I just used pills instead. Yeah, pill cutter. Yeah. Standard is 1.5. It is, but I can't chop a 5 milligram pill into 1.5 milligrams because that's like, it's just uphill, you know, like it doesn't come with like a pre-cut pie that's easy to divide. So it's like the whole thing or just in half. But yeah, when you have so much, your body stops making its own, it makes things worse. Exactly. So I'm avoiding melatonin for now. I want to let my body just kind of naturally heal over time. Most of Japan's last month, I did not have any melatonin because I ran out. And I was trying to like get that fixed. 10 milligrams of melatonin? That's a lot. That's so much. That would knock me out so badly. But I get scared. Is your insomnia worse if you don't take it? Oh, I don't know if it's like directly influenced by it. Like melatonin lets me sleep. It doesn't address the insomnia. Like it doesn't fix it. It just lets me sleep. And then I deal with it. I deal with insomnia again the next day. But yeah. Even 1 milligram is technically an overdose, but way better than 5. Higher doses more therapeutic purposes for specific conditions. Melatonin makes you have nightmare every night I take it. No. I mean, well, I have to be honest. If it gave me nightmares, I would probably take it every day. I want to know what gives me nightmares. I kind of want to try. Like, I want to have a few nightmares. It's been such a long time since I've had nightmares. But like, the thing is, I used to be scared of nightmares back when I was a kid. But now that I'm like, now that I'm older and I have like this kind of weird kink for like figuring out the lore and like the hidden meanings of everything, like I want to have a nightmare And then like it gets like a scary moment and I'll be like, all right, pause, let's break this down. And then like I'll just be like, you know, no, well, not that kind of breaking down, but you know what I mean, right? Because here's the thing, it's like once you realize something is a dream, it's kind of easy to like stop it. Does anyone have that? Like, it's not quite lucid dreaming because I don't have full control, but it's like I'm aware of what's going on. I see something, I'm like, wait a minute, this feels like a dream, right? And then what I'll do is I'll like open a book and I'll try to read the text, or I'll look at a sign and I'll try to read the sign on the text. If I can't read it, then I know it's a dream, because my brain, it's like AI art, you know? It cannot form text. Like, that's the thing. I know it is a dream because I cannot see text. It's like a blur. I know what the sign says, but I cannot read it because there's nothing to read, you know? So like, that's the way I know that I'm dreaming. But like, I don't have like, you know, like I don't have like godly powers in my dreams, but I have enough to just be like, oh, this is a dream, you know? And once I'm aware that it's a dream, then like I can just stop and start it like a movie. So like, I want to go back in there, you know, and I'll try that. Okay, Billie Eilish, where do we go when we sleep? Peter, thank you for the super. You could have godly powers. I don't want godly powers though. I want to be able to stop a thing. Like I'll watch the movie and I'll just stop it, right? And then I'll be like, all right, let's figure out what's going on here, you know? Because I don't want to like influence the dream. If that makes sense. Like I don't want to influence the dream with my meddling, right? Because then it, like, once you take control of it, once you take over the dream, it stops being the dream and starts becoming your dream, right? Like I want to appreciate it like good art, you know? Like play-by-play nightmare commentary. Exactly. Careful running into any old ones. I have a mirror. I know there are old ones in my dream. I can see myself. Get nightmare for the lore. I don't know. I just think it'll be fun. Man. Say no to lucid dreaming. I think lucid dreaming can be fun, but you have to be aware of what it does for you, you know? Elysia, thank you for the 1 month. Okwedi, thank you for all the hard work that you do for the kois, your 3D debut, and your wonderful dancing, your encouraging words to follow your dreams are beautiful. Thank you. Okwedi, thank you for the 1 month. I hope you are able to chase and continue to pursue your dreams as well. Yeah. Peter, thank you for the super. Don't want to cause an Inception scenario with the loop. I've had a single Inception moment. And that was tied to a nightmare, because I had a dream where I was like having a nightmare, and then I woke up and then I was like, oh my god, thank goodness that was a dream, right? And I remember getting out and doing my morning routine. Like I remember the cold water of the coming out of the faucet. I remembered the feeling of the bristles against my gums as I was brushing my teeth, right? And then I looked up into the mirror and my face was completely warped and distorted. And I like jumped awake, right? It was one of those things like you have a nightmare. I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a dream. And then I like the experience of doing my morning routine was so vivid. Like I could feel the water running across my hand. I could feel the linoleum tiles under my feet. It felt so real. I legitimately thought I had woken up. You were blossoming. Oh my god, that's right. From Fatal Frame. That's right, I was blossoming. Your body was 100%. Yeah, it was so cool. You ever had a dream of falling but waking up? I have. I'm so sad. I used to get scared of those, right? But at this point, I'm like, stop teasing me. Let me know what happens. I want to know what happens when I hit the floor, right? Like, I've been teased. Like, I've been like, for like, excuse my crudeness, right? Excuse my crude language, right? But I have been edged by these nightmares for years, right? Always stopping right before I hit the ground in my dreams, right? I want to know. I want to know what happens, right? One day, chat, one day, I will get to the point where I can force the dream, right, to keep playing. I will force myself to stay asleep just to see what happens. You always feel the impact upon waking. Like, you get that like jump and like the shudder, right? What was it called again? Hypnagogic jerk or something? It's like when you're about to fall asleep and your body does that like little jerk thing, and you're like, whoa, what's going on, right? The sensation is almost like when you're walking up or down a flight of stairs and you miscount the number of stairs and you end up stepping either on a step you didn't anticipate or you miss the step that you thought was there. And it feels like you're falling for like a brief second, right? Like it feels like that. Like I know I've had those jerks a couple of times. Your body won't let you die in a dream. Exactly. That's the thing, right? I know it can't let me die, right? So I want to see, right? I want to call its bluff. The dream is like, oh, if you fall down from this building, you're going to die, right? And I'm like, all right, bet. Let's see it. I want to see it. Come on, bring it. And then jump off the building, right? Because it can't let me die. So what's it going to do, huh? I want to call its bluff, you know? Shinri, nah, I'd live. Maybe it's because you haven't experienced it. I've had dreams about things I have experienced, and even then, like, stuff stops. Like, I've experienced eating corn dogs, but every single time I've had a dream where I'm about to take a bite of a corn dog, my brain blue screens, and it's like, cannot process the flavor and textures of corn dog properly, and then I wake up. And I get really sad because it usually ends up with me like almost about to chew on the corner of my pillow, and I'm like, man, I was really looking forward to that corn dog too. I had the fall dream once and I land with the Superman pose. See, that's so badass. That's really cool. I hate those corndog.exe stopped working. My terminal dreams returns me to a save point to do a whoa, that's so cool. That's so cool. I've had like one reoccurring dream. Have I mentioned this before? It's like I'm walking down on a moon. It's like a planet, like a frozen planet, or maybe like a frozen moon, right? It's like a white valley with just snow everywhere. There's nothing. It's frozen water all over the place, right? And I'm walking through this valley, and in the center of a valley is this giant like pool, lake, but it's like deep. It goes like super far deep, and in the middle is like this like coral like rock structure, and then I dive into it. And then as I dive, I see all these like sea creatures and sea animals around it, like just all over the place, and things are glowing and it looks really cool. And then nothing happens. And like every single time I had the dream, I walk the same path. I see the same things. And it's gotten to the point where I get frustrated because I'm like, I've seen this before. I've had this dream in this exact same sequence before. I want to try something else, right? I want to like get off the ride. It feels at this point like a rail shooter. Like you're going on a preset route, and I'm like, I want to take the cart off the rails and then go explore the rest of the world. Kimbe, thank you for the 9 months. Hope Elysium isn't treating you well since your return. Chef Biscuit, missed you lots. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Thank you for your the membership. Yeah, it's been hot, and Biscuit's been cool. Give her lots of pets, lots of hugs. Yeah. Actually, you don't need to die in your dreams. You're already dead inside. Hey. You're right, but hey. No, the dream knows. The subconscious understands. The subconscious like, damn, you live like this? Every single night. I've had false awakening dreams quite a few times, usually when it's when I wake up, but my body won't let me. So I have dreams of waking up from my bed 2 times in a row. Oh no. The scary ones are like when you have do you guys remember when like Inception came out, and then they had this really cool thing about like the totems, And you're like, you can use the totem to check and see if you're in a dream, right? And they just never used it ever again in the entire movie. The only time that it showed up was the very end, right? Like, I wanted to make a totem, but then I realized it didn't really help me because I know what my totem feels like, and like I could still feel it in my dream, you know? Did you befriend your sleep paralysis demon? I've not had a sleep paralysis demon in a long time. I wonder what they're doing. I wish I could just hit them up and be like, hey, sleep paralysis demon, it's been a while. Like, what have you been up to, you know? Because in dreams, you know it's useless. Well, I think the way that it was explained is that the totems work if you are in someone else's dream. Because if you are in your own dream, they will work correctly. They will do the right thing. Like one of them had a loaded dice, and the dice was rigged to give a specific number no matter what you rolled. No one else knew the number, right? So like if it showed up as a 6, right? Like that's the weighted dice, right? But if you rolled the dice and it showed up as a 2, that means you're in someone else's dream because someone else saw the dice and thought, oh, it's just a regular dice. They wouldn't know that it's supposed to be rigged. And because it's their dream, it acts like a regular dice. And it does not give you what the number is supposed to be because you know it's rigged. And if it's a random number, then it's someone else's dream. If it's your number, then you know it's your dream because that's, you know, the truth of what it's supposed to be, right? So that's how the totem is supposed to work. And for like Cobb, his totem was the top, the spinning top. The idea there being if he spins the top, like he knows how it works. He knows how it spins. And everyone else would just see the top and their subconscious would render it as like a regular top and it would just operate the same way you would expect. But only Cobb knows how it's supposed to work, you know? And so it works, but only in Inception. Yeah. That'd be cool. Man. What's your verdict on Inception's ending? Did they wake up or not? For the sake of the story, I would like to say that he did wake up and that was reality, but there's so many convenient things that happened that's like like if you were tried for the murder of your wife and you were found guilty and you escaped by you ran away from the country, right? There would be no way for you to ever get back to the country without getting arrested again. Like, it doesn't make sense that who's a guy? I forgot the name. I forgot the name of the Japanese salesman, the businessman. So he's supposed to be so powerful that he was able to influence like the American court systems to expunge a murder conviction. Like that's unbelievable. Like that's not realistic, you know? Yeah, he's not just a salesman. He's a businessman, right? But like he's supposed to be super powerful, right? Like, oh, you don't know how powerful his money is or whatever. And it's like, he bought the airline. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know about that. It's pretty fantastical though. It's pretty fantastical. Random one. Okoye, thank you for the 16 months. Had a dream where I punched myself awake. Didn't actually punch myself, just the drywall and broke it. I don't know what the dream was, but I have a hole in the wall. No. You can patch with the hole in the wall with some chicken wire and some spackle. But I hope you did not hurt yourself. Okoye, thank you for re-upping the membership. Rich dude, Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like that one scene in Infinity War when Tony Stark was fighting the Hulk, because the Hulk was mind controlled by Scarlet Witch to go like haywire. And then like the Hulk is fighting around, and then Tony Stark's like, hey, like he grabs the Hulk, flies them up into the air, and then like plunges him down into this building. But then like in the middle of it, Tony Stark just asks, how quickly can we buy this building? And it's like that's not how it works. You can't just buy property and then like that's not how it yeah, oh, that was Age of Ultron. Yeah, Age of Ultron, that one. But yeah, you can't, like, that's not how it works, you know? So to think about someone's like, oh yeah, you know, in the past like weekend, I bought the entire airline. That's a little bit like, do you know how much work it would take to properly sell a company? Like, there would be no one on the, like, you would have to pay so much money just for due diligence, right? Just to do like an inventory of all the assets, right? But man, you know, should just super chat it to Shinri instead. Yeah, if there are any rich billionaires out there, I will take your money. Let me be the shoulder to carry your burdens. Especially something like an airline. Exactly, right? There's no way that kind of sale would happen that quickly, you know? If only. If only. I remember seeing some people doing that on social media. They're like, this is day one of me asking for $1 million from a billionaire. And then they just kept making that video over and over again. And I don't know if they ever got the money or not, but I guess they I don't know. Maybe it worked for them. Good for them too. Technically, it is fast if it's through stocks. I mean, the thing is, like, money exchanging is not the issue. Like, it is very easy to send like $10 million from one account to another account. That's very easy, right? The thing that takes a long time is the paperwork, because you can't just buy a company over a weekend like that, you know? It doesn't matter how much money you have, there's no way to just buy a company, right? That's why, like, what was it, like when Elon Musk bought Twitter for what, $4 billion or something like that? Like, it didn't happen overnight. Like, yes, you can just give them money overnight and that's fine. Like, the banks will handle that stuff, right? But like all the paperwork, that takes forever, you know? Because like there's got to be a lot of restructuring, there's got to be a lot of reorganization, there has to be a whole you have to do like the proper due diligence to make sure that the company's debts and company's obligations, any existing contracts that they might have, like you got to be able to review all that stuff, you know? Change of business owners, yeah, it takes a long time. They usually talk about it months before the final purchase. God, such an account. Just like how Bruce Wayne bought a bank. God, man, I know movies take like liberties for that, but some of that stuff is, man. Like, did you guys know if you steal from a casino, the money you steal is pretty much useless? Like, did you guys know that? Like, as cool as it would be to, like, you know, Ocean's 11 it, right? The money you steal from a casino is useless. Like, it cannot be registered. You can't even launder it, you know? Got all the serial numbers recorded, right? Don't you need to just launder it? But you can't. That's the thing. You can try, but like it's tracked so well that like even if you do manage to do it, like they'll still figure it out. Also, like they don't have that anymore. Like the stereotypical vault full of like money doesn't exist anymore. Did you guys know that? Like, most money has like a 20-year lifespan before it's taken back by the reserve and then like recycled again to like make new dollar bills. Like, there isn't a big vault of money that you can just take and steal because almost all the money is digital. Like a vast majority of like quote money is all just digital now. It's just numbers on a screen. And you can't really steal numbers on the screen. Like you can break into the servers and take a server, but like there's backups, there's copies of servers all over the place, you know? Movies lied to me. Whoa. Ella, hello. Thank you for the 9 months. Which is why old money is so rare when it really shouldn't be. I know there are like collectors who out there who go and like keep the money. But yeah, the total supply of like money from, I don't know, like the 1950s, 1960s, like that's why you don't see much of it around, because a good chunk of it was taken back and then recycled to make new bills and new coins. That's why certain old coins and dollar bills have value for collectors. Yeah. Like, there's a reason why most of the coins you see in circulation are generally coins within the last 20 years. Like, if you look at it, maybe like you get some... Oh, wait. Oh no. Oh no. The slight realization that a quarter from 1995 is probably pretty rare, because most quarters nowadays would have been minted after 2000s. I just had that realization. Yeah, most... Oh my god. Raylan, thank you for the 16 months, Okwedi, and happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Raylan. Happy birthday to you. Let's go. Birthday wishes for good coffee, lots of sparkles, and for good times for you and all the kois. Let's go. Hope we all have good times together. Yeah. I think the majority of people don't carry as much change nowadays. I think a lot of it's like digital, you know, a lot of the transactions are digital. But like back when I was in the late 1900s, we would walk around and like $5 was a lot of money. Because we would like, oh yeah, $5, we get to buy a lot of stuff. That's a lot of candy that we can buy, right? And like having coins in your pockets, oh, that felt so cool, right? Nowadays it's just cards, like plastic and stuff like that. But back then, like all the coins that we had were like minted in 1970 to 1990. It was around that year. But nowadays, the change I do get, very, very little of it is minted from the late 1900s. Almost all of it is minted from 2000s and onwards. Allowance money, man. Can I still get allowance money, please? Peter, the gift for the super. We're both old. I get it. Way. The gift for the super. Usually carry a few bills or places that only take bills. I am fortunate enough that we don't really have any places that have bills. I think the only place that uses bills nowadays is like there's like a toll bridge that I have to commute over that only takes bills. I mean, I think they take this thing called Fast Track, but I don't have it because I'm too lazy to get it. But like, it's either that or like you pay like $2.50 in coins or something like that. You got an extra $1 for mowing the yard without asking. Okay, can I... Ooh, that's a thing that I like I have an angry issue with. I have an angry issue with that. Gen Xers. Specifically Gen Xers, right? I have issue with this because there have been so many opportunities, or not opportunities, so many like moments, incidents, right? Where I go online and I'm just looking for like a discussion, right? And this almost always happens in terms of like microtransactions, right? This game comes out and they're like, oh look, we have this new skin line and blah blah blah, right? And people are like, man, I wish I could buy that skin, but you know, it's $30. I don't want to pay $30 for a skin. That's a lot of money, right? And I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. $30 is a lot. That's like, you know, that's like a week's worth of groceries for me, right? But inevitably, there will always be some Gen Xer in the comments that'll be like, suck it up, you youngsters, suck it up, you Zoomer. Why don't you go mow someone's lawn over the weekend and get 20 bucks, right? Like, stop crying about how much microtransactions cost. And I think to myself, like, where do you live where people still mow lawns like that? You know, like, this isn't the 1970s anymore. You're not gonna get 20 bucks to just go somewhere and mow someone's, like, not only the fact that you have to pay to like rent out a lawn mower, which itself is already like $200-$400, right? But like, what kind of fairy tale world do you live in where you just, everyone has like a lawnmower and then they just pick it up and like, I'm just gonna go mow my neighbor's lawn and get 20 bucks. Like, what life? Like, update your mental calendars, please. Also, Malma Rose, hello. Thank you for the super. 2 bucks for the ice cream. Oh, hello, Rusaders. Welcome, Koinichiwa. Belly-chan, thank you for the super. Blake, thank you for the Kindle memberships. Okay. But yeah, every single time. And like, it's almost always like Gen Xer people, you know? Hey Ruse, how goes the return? Horrible. I am suffering from jet lag, insomnia, or both. Having a wonderful time. But no, we're getting back into it. But no, like, that's, I just, you can't even run a lemonade stand anymore? Exactly. Have you tried to run a lemonade stand? Unhealthy amounts of caffeine, but my heart was manufactured in the late 1900s. I can't. I gotta take better care of it. If you try to have a lemonade stand, at least around the place that I live in, you will get your lemonade stand shut down by the police very fast. They don't like that. Like, not even as like a haha hee hee thing, right? It's like a, hey, you don't have a license to sell food and you don't have a proper permit to like run a business here. Get out. Like, it's not the 1970s anymore. It's not the 1980s anymore, you know? Like, that's not how it works. You got a license for that. Gotta purchase a permit, then you store-bought lemonade. Yeah, man. But like, the thing is, there is absolutely a set of people online who their brains are stuck at a certain point in time, and I think their brains are stuck around their early 20s to like early 30s. Like, that's around the time their brains were stuck in, and they have not updated from that point, you know? They haven't changed or like refreshed their brain and be like, all right, it's now 2024, right? They haven't done that. So they still think you can go around and just, you know, knock on people's doors and... Is that a phone? I don't have a phone. And that's not my cell phone. What? Where is it coming from? I know it's a landline, but... What? It's the receiver. The receiver was what? It wasn't the phone. It was the receiver that the phone sits in. What? Your roommate's got a phone while you were gone? Yeah, I mean, well, my room is like, I'm the most tech savvy guy in the apartment. So like, that's where the modem and the router are, because no one else in the house knows how to like manage the router and the modem. So it's here, and I think they must have installed like a landline or something. Hit the pray, thank you. Phone's haunted. What? Phone's haunted. That's a burden. I'm a millennial. I've had to deal with tech issues and like troubleshooting and all that stuff. The calls coming from inside the house. Give it a super virtual angel. Temuizification. Temzuification. Hello, thank you for that 14 months. Are you sure this isn't a dream or a nightmare right now? I'm like 90% certain because I can read. I mean, well, I can't read. I'm bad at reading, but I can read text and like letters and stuff. Flapchat, thank you for the super. Then who was phone? Yeah. Thank you. Blah. Wait, chat. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. Blah. I was hoping to go for about 2 hours or so, but I cannot hold it. Really, my stomach is giving me some issues. I'll be right back. I'm back. I turned on my AC for a little bit. My room before I took the quick break was at 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Help. Oh my god. But here's the thing, chat. I want to power through this. I just run the fan. No, here's the thing. Okay, I know we have a few folks here. So here's what the fan sounds like. It has a really cute little jingle, and then it kicks in. And it gets really loud, like that. It gets very, very loud. So so I don't want to keep it on because it makes it incredibly loud. But here's the thing though. The reason why I keep it off is because I remember from last year, I learned. It took me a year to, actually no, it didn't take me a year. It took me a lot less time. But I remembered because I go back and I watch my streams. Nuroro, hello, thank you for the 1 month airfan circulation ASMR Taskaru. Thank you. Of But no, I can't do that. I can't. So I went back and I listened to my own streams and I noticed how terrible I sounded because of the noise suppression. And I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that you guys can hear my voice clearly and it doesn't sound like I'm speaking through like 2 blankets. So I wanted, for the sake of the VOD chat, for the sake of the VOD, I wanted to keep the AC off, but it's okay. It'll be good. Thank you for suffering for us. Of course. 2 blankets sound cozy. Not when it's like 100 degrees outside. Not when it's 100 degrees outside. I'll keep it. Here's the thing. If it gets bad, I'll just mute myself for a little bit and then take a quick break. Let the AC run on like full blast for a little while. Chill down the air in the room a bit. And then I'll, like, after it's cooled back down to like a good point, I'll unmute myself. So, yeah. I know a 90 degrees in a room feels like, don't do that to yourself. It's okay. I will suffer for you. It's all good though. Chat, I am... Man. I told Bettel this when he left first. I was like, hey Bettel, you know it's gonna kick in. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna wake up one day and think to yourself, oh, I'm just gonna go to the Commuting and get some food, right? And then you're gonna be like, oh wait, I'm not in Japan anymore. Lady Hoshitogi, oh my goodness, thank you for the Akasupa. Oh my goodness. Continue the joy from yesterday's birthday. Hope today will also be a wonderful day for quiz and Shinri. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I really appreciate the Akasupa. Thank you. Can we get some hearts in chat for Lady Hoshitogi? Thank you. Doen, thank you for the 13 months. What's Kare-sama for the long Japan travel? I'm so happy to share the same sky with you. Looking forward to coming back again. Love you so much. Thank you. Okwedi. I want to go back. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to go back again, because they don't tell me. Hako's telling us on stream that he misses you a lot. Oh, poor little burb. For me, last night I looked at the clock and it was like, it's at 2 a.m. and I was like, oh shoot, like it's only 2 a.m. Like I can go out and get some. Oh wait, that's right. And I had that moment of just like, my heart. Post Japan depression art. Let's go. I keep thinking about the super. But nah. It's a little frustrating, I guess. You know, the whole thing about like, is it better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all? Because because I have a taste of how convenient life can be while living in Japan, I'm just frustrated at how inefficient everything is here. Like, okay, I wouldn't go, well, would I? Would I go as so far to say that having a konbini within walking distance is the equivalent of loving someone? Maybe. I would say maybe. It's like, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. It's pretty close, you know? Last 24/7 market closed after COVID. Oh no. Oof. Yeah, no place here opens up past midnight. Even the gas stations here close after midnight, unfortunately. Haven't got to experience it for myself and I feel it. It's so, oh man. It's just so nice. Just so nice. Don't eat the gas station sushi. I should. I should eat the gas station sushi. The last night before I left, I went to a sushi chain place, and it was like the first big sushi place that we went to as a group, and it was also the one where I saw Ruse because he showed up. We went to Sushi Row. It's like a pretty like big chain, and I went there on my own, and I like sat down by next to the belt and just like ate sad sushi by myself. The sushi was good, but like the reason why I went there was mostly because like I wanted to engorge myself on sushi to the point where I felt sick, and then if I was sick of eating that much sushi, then maybe I won't miss it as much when I get back to Elysium. But then I remembered, like, while I was eating there, I was like, oh wait, this is like one of the very few like restaurants that all the boys came to in the past. And I was like, ah, oh, man, my kokoro was brokuro. Next Shinri eats things, gas station sushi. I don't know if I want to risk that. I don't know if I want to risk it. Grocery store sushi in Mexico and got violently sick. Yeah, I don't know if I want to risk that. The sad truth, you can never be sick of sushi. It's so good. I love the sushi there. I tried one of like everything, and the thing that I surprisingly enjoyed was crab butter. Crab butter was pretty cool. I don't know where they kept it, but they just like squirted a dollop of crab butter into like those little rice boats. It's like a little like, you know, like a little dollop of rice, and then it's wrapped up with the seaweed, right? And to make like a little cup, and then they put in the crab butter in there, right? But it looks like it was squeezed out of a can or squeezed out of like a piping bag or something. Oh man, yeah, crab butter, crab fat. It was so good. It was delicious. And not necessarily a hand roll. I forget what it's called, but they look like a little. It looks like a regular piece of sushi, but like the seaweed wraps around the rice vertically, so it makes like a little cup, like mushed crab meat with butter. Yeah. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. Gunkan. Yeah, there we go. Gunkan. That's the one. Yeah. Like a cone? No, not a cone. Yeah, gunship sushi. Gunkan. Gunkan sushi. It was really good. Ah, it's so good. It was so good. Battleship sushi. That's such a cute name for it. It's really cute. But man, I have to avoid ordering Japanese food for a while, because I know if I do, it'll be because I'm chasing after that same feeling, that same flavor. But I know it's not going to be the same. So for now, I have to just not eat Japanese food. I'm going to embrace whatever food is here. I'm going to have to embrace whatever food is available here, but not Japanese food. Fried inari fried tofu. I really like inari tofu. I used to not like it, but like recently I've come to like really enjoy inari, to be honest. It's been nice. embrace the street food. I would, if it did not take me 45 minutes to get to street food. Because now that I'm back in Elysium, everything is so far away. You need to drive, and I'm like, do I really want to drive like 45 minutes? Because I'm gonna spend an hour and a half of my day just driving. That's all it is. It's just gonna be driving, and I'm like, man. Because here's the thing: at least in Japan, like I can be on my phone, like I can do some work, I can chat with the boys, I can like DM Mana-chan and be like, hey Mana-chan, I have this crazy idea. How fast do you think we can get it shut down by staff? You know, like I can send messages, you know, to people at work. But I can't do that when I'm driving because I have to pay attention, right? So, that's the worst part. Like, if I'm on a train, at least I can trick myself into thinking I'm being productive just because I have my phone out and I can pay attention to my phone. If I have to drive, then it's like, So what you're saying is you need a driver. I can't afford one. I wouldn't be able to afford a driver. But yeah. 2-hour commute, premium VOD listening time. I can't do that, sadly. My brain is addled. My brain is addled, chat, with the short-term media. I cannot just leave a VOD on for 2 hours. I have to be able to skip around. I have to be able to alt-tab. I have to like see things, change videos and jump to another one, you know? No multitasking on the road. I know. Not even a podcast? No, not really. Because if I don't pay attention to it, it becomes background noise. And that becomes a big issue for me. I end up having to like re-listen to podcasts multiple times or like re-listen to stories because I have to pay attention to it. If I just have it on in the background while I'm driving, if I don't pay attention to it, I lose it all, you know? Also, like, the type of podcasts I like to listen to are like self-improvement podcasts. Like either self-improvement podcasts or just like I really like listening to Freakonomics. Freakonomics is pretty good. When the topic is interesting to me. They're not like self-help podcasts. They are not those, but they're like things that you could take lessons from, you know? Like there's this one episode of Freakonomics called Grit, and it's like it talks about how people who have more grittiness, they are more likely to stick to a challenge. They're more likely to stick to a task and complete it through. They don't give up in the face of adversity, right? And they're just talking about like how it is a skill that you can develop, and there are things that you could do to like develop it and like improve your grittiness to it. And I'm like, I need that. My magpie brain that gets easily distracted. Yeah, grit, Grit. My brain acts like a magpie and gets very easily distracted by everything. Cannot focus on a single task. So like, I need that. I need some of that. I feel like learning about design, the build of 99% Invisible is pretty great. You used to listen to Laura a lot. Ooh. Improve grit by looking at the younger generation. I don't have a chance to see the younger generation, if that makes sense. Like, I don't hang out with children because why would I? You know? There's no part of my life, like my daily routine, that would ever get me close to children. So like, I don't hang out with them. But this is a little bit problematic because my only real interaction with Zoomers and Gen Alpha is on the internet. So that means I only see the memes of Zoomers and Generation Alpha. So when I think of Gen Alpha, I think of Skibbity Toilet. because that's the only exposure I have to Gen Alpha. You know, like I don't hang out with like real children. You know, like does that make sense? Like, here's the thing, like the people who are terminally online, like everyone knows people who are terminally online, right? And you see them say things and you're like, that, like, no one ever says that, right? Like, no one ever goes and goes, yeah, bro, I'm a Sigma male, that Sigma grinds. Like, no one ever actually talks like that. It's only terminally online people who talk about that, right? And if you go outside and you talk to normal people, but for me, like, whenever I do, it's like other people around 30, right? That's the thing. Most people that I interact with are also around 30. So I talk with them and like, oh, so this is what normal people talk like. You know, they don't go around and be like, yeah, bro, I'm a Sigma male. You know, like, they don't do that, right? So I'm aware that my exposure to Gen Alpha is purely through online memes, which are predominantly created and consumed by those who are terminally online. So I don't have a good, like, data set, I guess, like, is the best way to put it. Like, I don't have like a good collection of experiences with Gen Alpha because the only exposure I have is through online memes, because there's no other way for me to have physical interaction with Gen Alpha, you know? Juju, thank you so much for the magenta super. Thank you. Happy birthday, Shinri. Thank you for always being here with me and us. Always thank you for making me meet so many amazing koi. Love you always. Love the koi as well. Choo-choo. Thank you. Thank you for the magenta super. Please give lots of love to the kois too, because you guys are the ones that make the community so welcoming and so happy. Yeah. You guys are really great. Thank you, thank you. Ask a Gerard, he knows everything. But here's the thing, Gerard is another one of those terminally online people, you know? Like, like, it would be the same thing is if you only met terminally online millennials, right? You would think they all want to unalive themselves. They hate the world. They want society to collapse, right? And they all repeat like the "we live in a society" meme, you know, like that kind of stuff. But that's not how the majority of millennials actually talk about or are like, you know. Most of them are pretty well adjusted, right? They're just not online all the time. So when you are online all the time, the people you get exposed to are of a very specific category of people, you know? You have to step outside and do a walk to observe people. But here's the thing. Even if I do go out on a walk, I don't see Gen Alpha. You know? like there isn't like a zoo. I mean, I guess a school is kind of, but like it would be so inappropriate for me to just go to a Gen Alpha zoo and then like interact with them. You know, that's how you get arrested. So like there is no place for me to properly see like, oh, like let's take a temperature reading of what Gen Alpha is like, you know? Yeah, how do you do, fellow kids? You're like, all right, sure, let's get you out of here. All you have to do is go to a bar and you'll find Gen Alpha. I think you'll only find like the very first tip of Gen Alpha. Like, I think a majority of Gen Alpha are like 15 to 22. So like those who are legally allowed to drink here would be like on the cusp of Gen Alpha and Zoomers. Like they would be like in that transitory period, I guess, between the two. What? Yeah, Gen Alpha or like teenagers. They're like 20. They're like approaching their 20s. Isn't it? They're like 14 at most. Wait, is that it? I thought Zoomers were like in their 20s. And no, wait, like Zoomers are in like the late 20s, right? Wrong age. Gen Alpha is maximum 15. Like, yeah, then you're definitely not going to find. You're definitely not going to find any Gen Alpha in bars. Gen Z are like college grads. Aren't college grads like 25 to 27, 28 years old? Kimmy, hello. As a weird Subaru, I'm in my early 20s. Oh man. Oh, Coity, thank you for reaping the membership. Trekkie, thank you for the 4 months. Don't think there's such a thing as a public space or community that represents the norm of generations. Everyone has groups by shared interest. That's fair, that's fair. 26-year-old Zoomer. 22, 24. Oh my god. Gen Alpha are babies. Okay, then like in that case, there is even less reason for me to ever interact with them. Like, if they're like 15 years old, I have no business talking with a 15-year-old. Like, what would I do? Be like, man, you think you have it rough, kid? Just wait till you hit my age. Like, that's... Oh my god, I could go up to the kids and be like, back in my day, you youngins. Oh no, I guess I could. Like, the only thing that I would say is like, wear sunscreen, please. Like, please wear sunscreen. The sun does a lot more cumulative damage to your skin than you think. And like, if you start taking care of your skin at 15 by wearing sunscreen every single day, like that's good. You wanna know why millennials have really nice skin? Because we were forced to wear sunscreen. We were told about like the ozone layer is gonna, you know, the ozone layer is gonna break down, and then the sun lasers will kill us all. So we gotta wear a lot of sunscreen. Which is why like so many millennials religiously wear sunscreen. But that's also why we have really good, like really good skin. I just don't go outside. Oh, there we go. Even better, you cannot get sunburned if you just don't expose yourself to sun. Easy peasy. If you want to look 20 at the age of 35, exactly. I'm 30 season 3, and look how good my skin is. Look at that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There's like, I'm trying to think of an not opportunity. Like, I'm trying to think of like any occasion is the word probably where I would come into contact with like a swarm of 15-year-old people. Like a wild herd of Gen Alpha. And I can't think of a single situation where I would ever think about, like, maybe if I went to like an aquarium and I saw like kids at like the aquarium. I'd like, aquariums are cool. I like aquariums. A gaggle of teenagers, exactly. They travel in swarms like a hive, you know? Anime conventions. As someone who has gone to many anime conventions in the past, I hope they go with the trusted adult or guardian, is what I'll say. The arcade is the only place I can think of. The only arcades in my city have all shut down. Did you know that? Like, there's no more arcades. There's no more like fun places to go to. You know? I think there was like, in a neighboring city, there are like 2 arcade bars, which are like regular bars, but they have like a whole bunch of arcade machines that are like geared for like 30 people, like 30-year-old people like me. No Dave & Buster's. I mean, there is a Dave & Buster's, but like those aren't arcadey. They're just like, I don't know, they don't feel, I don't know, they're way too like, there's a word that I want to say, but I don't know. It's just like, it's kind of bland. But yeah. Kind of taken over by barcades by now. Yeah. Dave & Buster's are more spendy. Bougie? I wouldn't say bougie. They're just like really bland. it feels like the boiled chicken and broccoli of arcades. You know, that's what it feels like. Trekkie, thank you for the super. The social anxiety of interacting with young people, same with any people in the community I'm unfamiliar with. I don't want them to bully me. I don't ever get in a situation where I'm in like close contact with them, so I don't really know. But no, I get that. Like, especially at my age, like it's weird for like a 30-year-old dude to just be going around like saying hi to 15-year-olds. Like that just, I don't know. That feels weird. The concept of it on its own is odd. So I apologize to any Gen Alphas who are watching. My opinion of you will be based off of Skibbity Toilet and other terminally online Gen Alpha things. I am fully aware that it does not represent your entire generation, but it is the only part of your generation that I am exposed to. So until I have additional like data sets and experiences, in my brain you'll be categorized as the Skibbity Toilet generation. So I apologize in advance. Cole, thank you. Too many kids these days are playing games indoors and they could be playing at arcades like we did back in the day, right? Man. I saw chat mentioning malls. All the malls are dead. They're all dead, chat. They're all dead. I haven't gone recently because I only landed like yesterday, but like before I went to Japan earlier this year, I had visited a mall in my area, and it used to be a mall that was like the place to go. You know, like if you want to go take someone out on a date, you go to the movie theater at the mall. Maybe treat them to some Panda Express at the dining courts, right? Like all those places, and they're all dead. There's like no one there, you know? Hey baby, you want to go to Panda Express at the food court? It's not even a separate Panda Express. It's the like the mini version of it. But you know, like here, they're all dead. The finest of cuisines, yeah. If you want to get extra fancy, you can add on the shrimp. It's $1 extra per serving. Oh, wow. You can afford the shrimp? No way. For you, baby girl, anything. Aha. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Oh, man. But no, like, the malls are dead. Like, the movie theater doesn't play any movies. Like, it's got maybe, like, I don't know, what did they show last time? Like, Barbie? And that was, like, it. Baby girl. Baby girl. Mira, thank you for the 3 months. Okwedi. Mall dates are overrated. Just stay home. Hey. When I was growing up, mall dates were, like, a big thing. What places are you going to? The places here are very much alive. In Elysium, many of the malls are dead. There's a few big ones, like they kind of all congregated into the main ones. Like if the mall is a really big and well-known one, they've just become more concentrated. Like the smaller malls are dead because everyone stopped going to those, and they're all like siphoning away to like the bigger ones. Like the big malls get bigger, the small malls get smaller, you know. It like that's kind of what it feels like. But yeah, sit by the water fountain with the neon lights. You guys had a water fountain? Do you know what we had? We had like this little collection of potted plants that kept dying because they never took care of it, so the plants would always die, and every single time we would come back they'd just be fresh plants. This new ones. Overhead for mall, lots of super high shops can't stay open. Yeah, it's lots of things are changing, you know. No, the plants, you should have watered them. I don't have any water we don't have anything to water them, and I'm not sure that the plants would grow well with boba tea. If the mall doesn't have a water fountain, where are you supposed to toss a coin to make a wish? There was a gutter. There was a gutter that got clogged once because of like a storm, and like a whole bunch of twigs fell into it. But the city refused to like unplug it. So it just collected a whole bunch of trash. And then that's where people started like worshiping. They're like, oh, look, it's the great sewer, the great drain. And yeah. Just feed the plants with coffee. Just like me. I've watched them all die. Pretty hot spot is now a hotbed of crime. Sad. Man. Now everything is online, you know? Like people don't really hang out in malls anymore. Like a majority of people just hang out online on like online communities. And like I guess it's great, but like the thing that I am a little frustrated with. Sorry, my nose is a little bit stuffy. The thing that I am frustrated with is like how secluded the world is now. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's the same argument I've had against Discord servers a long time ago. I don't really like it. Like, forums back in the old days, you can kind of like check it out and be like, oh, you know, like let's see what this community is talking about, and you can like go browse a forum, right? But the fact that everything is in a Discord server, it's like there's so much communication, so much like discussions, so many talks, so much information out there that is inaccessible now, you know, like you'll never see it. And let's say, you know, in the future, in a couple of years, Discord goes under, right? The server goes down, and with it, all of the conversations, all the information, every single thing that was on there is now gone and inaccessible, you know? Bold impact, thank you for the super for the gutter guides. Yeah. Information overload, but it's gated. Like, I think like this is something that's been like really interesting for like me and the boys. When we had our 3D debuts, our Mana-chans and Mana-sans were like not paying attention to us at all. They were like 100% online because they were trying to catch the general consensus of people's reactions to our 3Ds. So when we were doing our 3Ds, like they were not available to answer any questions. They were not able to help us because there was no way for us to really keep track, you know? Like, yes, we have the hashtag, but then like on Twitter, there really isn't like a repository of conversations. It's just tweets. And sometimes the tweet like search algorithm doesn't really work very well. So like Mana-chan, for me, like Chihuahua Mana was like checking out the feed and like refreshing it constantly to see like what the feedback was, what the general reception was and all that, right? But here's the thing, like if the conversation happens on Discord, we'll never see it, you know? Like who knows how many fan Discords out there for like the Tempura, for the Armada, for like our individual fan bases and everything, right? Who knows how many conversations are happening? Who knows how many discussions are happening, right? And Mana-chan just does not have time to like go and like look at all those, much less like the like you know the energy to like make like Discord accounts and like join those servers or whatever, right? Like they've already like got super busy with the regular work, right? But it's so difficult for us to get a good sense of what our communities are like a temperature reading, like, oh, you know, what did they like best about the 3D collab, or like, you know, because I saw a lot of people drawing the fan art of like Bettle doing that one move on the pole, right? Like, whoa, that's so cool. But then like we don't have conversations about anything else. We can't see it, right? So it's like, man, how do we get that feedback? And like the thing is, we know that it is also like on Twitter, not everyone is completely open or truthful on Twitter. I know some of you guys. I've seen some of you all resisting the urge to retweet some thirsty fan art because you don't want to put that on your timeline and let everyone know, like like, you know, So we know that like the general consensus we get on Twitter, that we see it like publicly like that, aren't the whole picture. So it's hard for us to get the whole picture because oftentimes we see like half of it, and then the other half of the discussion is behind the scenes on like Discords or in like group chats or I don't know, Facebook messages, I guess, you know, things like that. But like, that's a challenge that we have recognized. But at the same time, it's not just limited to that. Like, imagine all the really cool discussions happening for like science. I don't know, like I'm sure there's like this really cool science community of like astrologers. No, sorry, not astrologers, astronomers who are like talking about like, oh, did you guys see what the new photo from the James Webb telescope? Like, let's talk about, let's discuss like what kind of cool things we see in the pictures, right? Like, we'll never see that. Like, how many of you know which Discord server to even join right now if you wanted to see a discussion about the James Webb telescope, you know? Like, how would you even get into those? And if you got into those, like, do you have like, would you have like the credentials necessary to even get through like their security checks and all that, right? And it's like, man, there's probably so many cool discussions. Like, did you guys hear there's another billionaire trying to go visit the Titanic? And it's like, man, I want to know some discussions. Like, did you guys learn what happened last time? Like, did learning take place since the last time we tried to go to the Titanic? And it's like, did you guys know that we already can go to the Titanic safely? Like there are vehicles already that have been certified to go to the Titanic multiple times, you know? The best joke I heard was that the orcas delivered Five Guys. Wait, the orcas ordered Five Guys and we delivered. I saw that, I'm like, I know I'm going to hell because I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Oh my god, right? Yeah. But like, these kind of conversations, where else can you have them? Everyone's in Discord servers now, and it's like, come on. I can't, there's no repository of like open conversations to just like be able to take a look and like lurk and gander at. I gotta just, pressure cooked focus. No. Reddit, the HOLOSTARS subreddit is yeah, it just is. It is. There is a HOLOSTARS subreddit. Full stop. Yeah. 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 I don't know. Like, there really isn't many places that we can like just go and check out, you know? Public Facebook groups. You can't check out public Facebook groups anymore. You need to have a Facebook account in order to look at the content of the Facebook groups, even if they are public. But man, you know, most of the fan base are stars on Twitter. The sub is pretty dead for the most part. Yeah, I kind of felt that way. Speaking of fans, hey, this is a good time that I've had like the first time in my streaming career when I've had like a proper segue. This gives me a good opportunity to talk about it. I wanted to make a little announcement. Well, not an announcement, I guess. Just to mention, like a discussion, conversation about it. I know before I took off on a plane, I had just casually dropped in the comment about, I don't know if EN fans can use Starman as the fan base name for HOLOSTARS. And the reason, the context that I said it in was, I know that the Starmen have supported the HOLOSTARS for a long time, and that they are a very strong and loyal group of fans for the HOLOSTARS community. And this was like set back in 2020 when they did the first like official poll. Like, was it a poll? I think it was a poll, an official poll to like determine the name for it, right? And the reason why I was like fancying and just kind of humoring the idea of having an English fan base name was because I didn't want to step on their toes. It wasn't that I wanted to segregate or like divide the community. It was more of, I know this is something that the JP community and the JP senpais have worked really hard for, and I didn't want to just like invite ourselves into their home. Does it make sense? Like, I feel really bad about inviting myself into a community that someone else has worked really hard to build up. And that's kind of why, like, my initial thought was I wanted to have like a name for HOLOSTARS-EN, so that we can have like a name to build up, our fan base and our community without inviting ourselves into someone else's home, And so that's the way that I had phrased it. That's the way that I had seen it. But I believe there was some mistranslations and misunderstandings because, like, potentially because of a language barrier. So I just wanted to clear that up, that it wasn't said in a way to try to divide. It wasn't said in a way to segregate further. It's just, that's kind of the person that I am. I don't want to put myself into someone else's, or like, I don't want to adopt someone else's name, especially if that badge is that meaningful to them, because they worked really hard. They put so much love, so much care, so much attention, and they grew that community over so many years, But that's kind of why I mentioned it. It wasn't for segregation purposes, but I apologize for any misunderstandings that happened there. But I hope everyone understands that it came from a point of, I don't even know what I would say. Like, that is the framework that I was approaching the conversation with. I don't dare to use Starman because I wasn't there from the beginning too. I don't know what the qualifications are beyond just like being a fan of HOLOSTARS, but I don't know. I think this is something that doesn't need an answer yet. It's almost like you're stealing it. Yeah, it kind of feels like a little bit off. But like that's the framework I wanted to poke about it. Are we continuing to talk about the new name? I don't think so. I think if a name does come out, it should be something organic. Like, it should not come from me, in the same way that Starman was like collectively agreed upon by the fandom when they did their official poll. I feel like it should come from the community and not from me. So if the Starman would welcome us, then I would say thank you for having us, and we can use thank you for letting us use the Starman name as well. But that's where I was coming from. I hope that explains or clarifies a few things, because I did see a couple conversations with it. My timeline on Twitter is very tailored. Like 90% of it is frogs and possums. Because I like frogs and possums. So I almost never see drama. I almost never see like discussions. I almost never, like, I see it's like frogs, possums, sometimes food, and like fan art. But like specifically only my fan art, like only the Just Suichi art hashtag. Like, I will occasionally see like the other boys fan art, but like that's basically it. And raccoons, yeah, and raccoons. But like, I don't see a lot of it because of the algorithm. So I don't want it to come across like I am ignoring a problem or ignoring an issue, because like realistically I just didn't see it, because my algorithm is like 4 things and it's just, it's all that. So if I get poked by someone else and they're like, oh hey Shinri, by the way, the fans are talking about this thing, and I'm like, oh, I see it now, you know, and then I'll become aware of it. But like if I don't address it or don't comment on it, it's most likely because I didn't see it. And I apologize beforehand. Trying to tag me on Twitter will probably not work because I already get so many notifications every single time. Every single time I load up my page, I see like 20 plus because that's the maximum it'll show. So if you try to tag me and like, hey Shinri, like someone clipped you out of context and they have a confusion about this thing, please explain it, right? I will most likely not be able to see that because there's just so many notifications to begin with. But yeah, too much information to see everything exactly. That's why we are no longer, and we have not been in the information age for a while. We are now in the information curating age. Want to hang out longer, but I gotta get ready for work. Have a good time zones. Thank you for stopping by. Information overload. Nobody gonna scroll that. Yeah, just there's way too much. Chat. Wait, hold up. Let's see what temperature it is. 88 degrees. Let's go. It's hot, but it's like a dry heat. So like as I sweat, the sweat gets wicked away, and then it like, I don't know, like that's a weird description. I was gonna say like it makes the room moist with sweat, but it's not really sweat because it's just evaporation. So like it's not really like a sauna yet, but yeah, it's Fahrenheit. Yeah. If it was Celsius, I'm not sure I would be alive. If it was 89 degrees Celsius. Evaporation is what cools you apparently. Not when I'm in my room. There's nothing to evaporate to because my PC just keeps heating up the room. Alright, chat. I think we'll go and call it here for today because this was supposed to just be a guerilla Zatsu. It wasn't supposed to be too long. I just missed you guys because it's been a while since I streamed. And like thinking, like looking back on my own like streams, I've just been like, man, like there have been so many interruptions. There have been so many like week-long like pauses in between streams, and I'm like, I want to see you guys again. So that's why I did this little guerilla. I'm gonna work on making sure that all my settings are good because right now my OBS is the same OBS I had back in February. I did not update OBS because I was scared, like what if I update it and everything breaks right now. Blank, thank you for the super. Welcome back, thanks for the stream. Of course. Thank you. Max Uwu. Thank you for 13 months. Quitty. Missed you lots, Shimmy. Missed you guys too. Yeah. But yeah, I did not update OBS, so I gotta go do that and just get everything caught back up and then import the settings I had from the work PC back in Japan over here and then all that stuff. Loop. Okwedi, thank you for the 16 months. Thank you for this. Hope you recover soon for the jet lag. I hope so too. I'm gonna recover from the jet lag and then I'm gonna suffer from the insomnia. Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't. No, that's too sad. We are Delulu happiness this time. Delulu optimism is gonna be the theme of 30 season 3. Yeah. Alright, chat. Thank you all for stopping by. Koyazumi. Alright, let's see who is currently... Haga is currently playing Five Nights at Freddy's. More like... No, sorry, my brain's not there yet. It's hot, chat. My brain can't even... I can't think about it. I was like, Five Nights at like Hakito... I don't know. Something. I can't turn it on right now. Is that the bite of 87? Is... Oh my god, the bite of 87 has also happened in the 1900s. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ichi, hello! Thank you so much for the super. I miss you too. Aw. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna have a schedule out soon. We're gonna try to go through the birthday presents and birthday projects this coming weekend, I think. We'll go through them all. So keep your eyes out for that. Thank you all for being patient with me. I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful time over at Haka's stream. Yeah, I want to keep saying the 1900s because it's great. Was the Oregon Trail? No, the Oregon Trail was like the 1700s, wasn't it? I think it was like the 1700s, yeah. All right, Chad. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, hold up. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Zatsudan, with your host, Josueji Shinri. This is your Radio Ronin, signing off. Something, we'll keep working on that. 030, Okoidi. I hate it. Yeah, same. It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow, but we'll keep working on it. We'll keep working on it. Bye-bye.